Good afternoon, distinguished guests, graduands, family and friends. Welcome to Bond University's graduation ceremony for the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine.
Aww.
Please take time to note the nearest fire exit to you. They are located in each corner of the auditorium. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please follow the direction of university staff and wait at the nearest assembly point. As today is a very special occasion for each of our graduands, please turn your devices to silent and remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. You may access a copy of the program by downloading it using the QR code where you can see the full list of graduates. Their names will also be displayed on the screens behind me. Graduands, I will now take you through the ceremony protocols for the presentation of awards. When directed by staff, please proceed in your order of seating and line up at the side of the stage to my left. When directed, please proceed to the step before the stage. When your name is announced, step onto the stage, doff your mortarboard, and proceed to the table at my right and take your testimony from the Associate Dean. Then proceed to the centre of the stage to have your photo taken with the Chancellor. Exit the stage down the stairs on the far side of the stage. Walk to the back of the hall along the right side and proceed down the centre aisle to your seat in the graduate seating area. The formal proceedings will commence shortly, but first, please enjoy a short presentation celebrating what it is to be a Bondie.
It's a very special thing to be a Bondie. We'll always have that connection.
It is like being part of an extended family.
It's an environment where people can thrive and collaborate and support each other.
And it's just so comforting to have when you're so far away from your own family. Once you finish, it doesn't just end there. It's kind of part of my DNA now.
Being able to study here has taught me some really good lessons. It gave me that opportunity to do something away from the pool.
I wanted to use that positive experience that I had as a student and give that to students as well. It doesn't matter who you are, what age you are, you're welcome with open arms.
I've always felt supported to bring more of myself into my role and into my subjects.
So what does it mean for me to be a Bondie? For me, it means belonging. It's such a community. Everyone's trying to help each other. Feel like, okay, I'm a part of something because we're in this together.
No dream is too big or too bold.
You make all these amazing connections, and I'd never be afraid to reach out to any of them.
I'm proud of what our students are and what our graduates are and what they're doing.
They all wanted to come and be part of a new adventure.
University and college life is where you truly find who you really are. You look at where we started in the first semester and now at the end of our journey, the way that they're able to hold themselves and the confidence that they have, because it doesn't just reflect you as a student, but just as who you are as a person.
We all meet here, but at the end of the day, we all end up spreading far and wide around the world. It's more than a university and it's more than a degree. Bond is a network, it's a community, it's a big family. And once you're in for life. You're a Bondie forever.
Everyone, please stand for the academic procession.
afternoon, everyone. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are born and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage and that Australia fair. In joyful streets and let us sing, and that Australia fair.
Thank you, Darcy. Darcy Taylor, our singer this afternoon, is a Bondi studying Bachelor of International Relations and Bachelor of Laws. He's also a Vice Chancellor's Scholar. Our piper is Michael Roger. Please join with me in thanking them both. Please be seated. Chancellor, graduands, family and friends of the graduands, university colleagues, welcome to this graduation ceremony for students who have recently completed their studies. On behalf of the university community and those in attendance, I acknowledge the Kumbermeri people of the Yugambeh language group on whose ancestral lands the university now stands. I pay my respects to elders of past and present, and I do so in a spirit of reconciliation. Moreover, I acknowledge all Indigenous persons present this afternoon. Here at the university, we acknowledge that graduation is a liminal event in the life of a student, and as a result, we are delighted that we are able to offer each graduate who is present, their family and their friends, the opportunity to participate in this ceremony that publicly marks this significant milestone of graduation. We are pleased that so many of you are able to be present this afternoon. While each of you are our special guests, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Sahel Abedian AM and Mrs. Anne Abedian. Dr. Abedian is the patron of the Abedian School of Architecture at the university, and Professor Darryl Lowe Choi AM, who is the sponsor of the Professor Nancy Lowe Choi Memorial Award for Academic Excellence in Physiotherapy. Today we proudly celebrate the inaugural graduation of our September cohort of medical students, a group whose journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. These 47 students form the first group of students who commenced in the 2020 September semester. Bond University is the first university in Australia to have multiple intakes in a medical program, marking a significant innovation in medical education. Over the past 5 years, these graduands have demonstrated an unwavering resilience, navigating the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, adapting to uncertainty and embracing new norms in medical education and in practice. Their perseverance, compassion and commitment to their calling in medicine stands as a testament to their strength and to their character. Finally, one housekeeping matter, while I know that many of you will want to take photographs, there are professional photographers in attendance, and we ask that each of the members of the audience remain in their seats during the ceremony. It is now my great honour to introduce the university's 9th Chancellor, Mr. David Maxby, who will preside at this ceremony.
Graduands, families and friends of the graduands, Bond University colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, graduation days are the reason this university exists, and today is the culmination of all the hard work and sacrifice for all concerned, particularly the eager young professionals sitting here in front of us today at the hall. Very shortly, you are to become graduates and alumni of this great university. As a proud Bondi, I know exactly how you're feeling. Too many years ago, I sat exactly where you are today, waiting somewhat anxiously for the Chancellor to call my name to accept my degrees. I've also sat in this hall as a parent and know the sacrifice it takes to support graduates at Bond University. I'm now deeply honoured to be able to confer degrees on each of you. Your success is a testament to the many hours that you've spent pursuing your academic studies, and some slightly less academic, maybe down at Don's, maybe at Lakeside. I believe there is something special and unique about Bond University. Perhaps it is our steely determination to put our students and their education as our first priority. I hope many of you saw the ranking we received recently for teaching excellence. It's something we are very proud of. Perhaps it is the intimacy induced by our unique campus and a strategy not to pursue growth for growth's sake. Perhaps it is the diversity of our people and the fact that our graduates come from every state and territory in Australia, as well as over 130 countries from around the globe. Perhaps it is our understanding that our graduates are best equipped to think for themselves rather than have an ideology pushed upon them. Perhaps it is our belief that university life can be simultaneously full of fun while balancing the seriousness of academic pursuits. Perhaps it is our standing as an independent, private, and not-for-profit institution that has a strong will, purposeful mission, and a belief in self-destiny. In reality, it is likely that all of the above are critical ingredients that help Bond define its special culture and uniqueness. Our aim is to equip our graduates with the very best skills they can to compete and succeed in the rough and tumble of professional life. These are the unique elements that are embedded in the DNA of Bond, the superb student experience that is on offer, and the inviolate rule that the interests of our students must come first. From my experience as a student, an alumnus, and latterly as a parent of two graduates, I can attest firsthand to the reality of that aspiration and its daily application. A university degree, particularly one from Bond, must be hard-earned if it is to be valued. Students must overcome a series of challenges, and we must impose high expectations and high standards. At Bond, we recognise our brand is lived through and determined by our graduates. As such, we understand their standards are our standards, and this symbiotic relationship has become a hallmark of Bond University. To our newest graduates, you are now members of a global Bond alumni network, which comprises over 35,000 alumni from over 140 countries around the world. There's something in the Bond spirit that touches all of us, and I know that you will continue to want to remain engaged in the years to come. We understand just how significant of a commitment it is to send a graduate and to get them to attain their Bond degree. The path to today has required some extraordinary time, effort, and application by each of you. The countless hours, sleepless nights, thousands of words, numerous drafts, and endless discussions have led you to where you are today. Further, a Bond degree requires considerable financial investment, as we are a self-funded, not-for-profit institution. So I thank the many family members, supporters, and benefactors who have provided such generous financial assistance to enable our graduates to come to study the Bond. Graduates, you should be immensely proud of your achievements, but you should also recognise that your achievements would not have been possible without significant support. While today is a day to celebrate, it is also an opportunity for you to reflect and so to say thank you for those of you who have been supported by you, and I encourage you to do so. Following the ceremony today, we invite you to come to Don's and collect a small gift on behalf of the alumni community, and we look forward to welcoming you into the community in the coming years. To the proud parents and other families and friends of the graduates, for they are not graduates just yet, I share your sense of pride as a Bondie, as the partner of a Bondie, and as the parent of two Bond graduates. Being Chancellor of this great university requires me to undertake some formal tasks. However, by far and away the most enjoyable of those is to have the ability to formally admit our graduands to their degrees and to transform them into graduates of this university. I will now admit each graduand to their degree. I ask the Chair of the Academic Senate to certify the graduands for admission to their degrees and awards.
Graduates, please stand. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the university that each graduate has satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
Wonderful. I hereby admit each graduate present today to the degrees and diplomas for which they are qualified. I also admit those who are unable to be present today to those degrees and diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment of graduation. Please join me in congratulating our most recent graduates of Bond University. It's always amazing to see the relief on the faces when that happens. Graduates, you may now be seated. I now look forward to the presentation of each individual graduate. Once again, congratulations to our newest cohort of Bondies. I now ask the Executive Dean, Professor Nick Zwar, to present today's graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. Shelby Lee Kelly, Grace Aurora Cassidy. Hamish Raymond Caudle, Jackson Douglas Scott. Tanika Paris Smith, Zebedee Samuel Wakely. Joshua Brandon Wong. Ladies and gentlemen, Lachlan Bell has been selected to give the valedictory address on behalf of the graduating cohort this afternoon. His graduating degree of Bachelor of Medical Studies and Doctor of Medicine. I'll just tell you a little bit about Lachlan. Lachlan commenced with the medical program September cohort in September 2020. You've heard a little bit about that cohort already. Throughout his time at Bond, he was consistently excelled academically and was frequently on the Dean's and Vice Chancellor's Awards for academic excellence throughout the degree. He graduates today with the most number of exceptional in-training assessments in medicine, surgery and women's health. Lachlan is well regarded by his peers and considered by all to be a pleasure to be around. Ladies and gentlemen, Lachlan Bell.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Executive Dean, academics, distinguished guests, family and friends, and my fellow health sciences and medicine graduates. I'm very humbled today to be selected as your valedictorian. But today's more than a graduation. It's the culmination of a journey that for some of us, particularly in the September cohort of medicine, almost didn't begin. Historically, Bond's medicine intake is in May, but back in the chaos of 2020, amid lockdowns and uncertainty, a new door opened. One that had not opened before, and for many of us, that changed everything. I can remember sitting in my room 5 years ago, after hearing the May intake offers went out, feeling lost and uncertain, thinking maybe medicine wasn't meant to be. But then, the September intake offers came out, we all accepted, and without a doubt, it's been the best decision of our lives. In speaking today, I'm very conscious that my frame of reference will go through the lens of being in the medicine cohort, but I hope that my shared experiences and comments will resonate with all graduates. I know everyone will believe me when I say that Bond has given us much more than a degree. It's given us a new family. Whether it's due to a strong cohort's identity or the uniqueness of small group learning, we were never solely classmates. We became teammates, confidants, and lifelong friends. We didn't just study together, we grew together. Being a part of the September cohort was not without its hiccups. 2 lockdowns, online lectures, virtual clinical skills, but we adapted, we persevered. We did this with resilience, humour, and an incredibly strong Facebook group chat. Second and third year were truly the foundational years of our training, where we didn't just master our knowledge, but also our community. Whether it was the endless hours in Bond virtual hospital sessions, or the lively debates and small group learnings, those moments have shaped us into the clinicians we're becoming today. And then there were the clinical exams, the OSCEs, intense, stressful, and at times all-consuming. We supported each other through the cramming, the practice sessions, the occasional tears, and yes, even the pre-OSCE nausea. I'm quite guilty of that. Through it all, we showed up for one another, and those shared struggles are some of our most meaningful memories. Of course, we balanced this stress with celebration, from end-of-exam dinners to med balls, moments where we could really step back and acknowledge how far we've come. Throughout this journey, one lesson has really stood out. You never do this alone. Studying in medicine or in the HSM faculty is a team sport. Our achievements from exams, OSCEs, clinical rotations, and now moving to internships are thanks to those in our amazing Bond community. To our dedicated clinical supervisors and staff, thank you for sharing your expertise, providing us opportunities, as well as going above and beyond to facilitate our learning. To our parents, partners, family, and friends, thank you for the unwavering support, and I express my gratitude and appreciation for you all being with us here today, and for your encouragement over the long course of our journey. To my fellow Bondies, thank you for the memories, the laughs, the late night study sessions. It's been an honour to grow with each and every one of you. Let us remember, as we move forward into the next step of our journeys, we can always call upon our fellow graduates for support and advice. So here we are, not just graduates, but healers, and that each of us carries a deep sense of purpose, a desire to do good, to serve, and to make a difference. We're entering a profession with the power to ease suffering, to restore dignity, and to change lives. The world needs us. Australia needs us. Now, more than ever. And I know we're ready. Congratulations to the September cohort and to the entire graduating faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. Let's go out there and be the change. Thank you.
So thanks so much, Lachlan, for those words, and very fitting words. And I think celebrating all of the people here are graduating. It's a great pleasure for me as Executive Dean to be the executive of a faculty that has a whole range of health professionals: allied health, sports and exercise science, biomedical science, and medicine and healthcare innovations. And that, I think that interdisciplinary nature really is what makes it a really rich place to study, to research, and to be a member of staff. As Lachlan has said, that were turbulent times back in early 2020 when we were hearing from people from the May cohort that maybe they'd have to delay their entry into medicine. We didn't know what was going to happen with our hospital clinical placements or our placements in primary care. And someone, and I think it might have been Professor Forrest, came up with the outrageous idea that we might have a second intake into medicine. And I certainly aged in the process. Kirsty looks as young as ever. But it wasn't easy, but we had a lot of challenges to make that happen. As Lachlan said, it was an entirely new idea, and it was an unfamiliar idea for have that flexibility in entry into medicine. But we were aware that, and some people in this audience might know, it's never a great time to be in hospital in early January. And the reason is that a lot of the senior staff are on hospital, and all the junior doctors are changing over. So you have newly minted interns who've never had that responsibility before. And so the idea of having a more distributed model of starting for early doctors to us made a lot of sense, both from patient safety, but also from a learning experience, peer learning, and learning once in the health system from each other. So I'm glad we persisted, and I think the way the September cohort adapted to that, I think they showed a lot of the sort of courage and willingness to take on a challenge, which the original people who came into this university back in 1989 showed, to try something new, to do something different, and I think it's really worked out very well. So this is the last bit for me, and the only time I'll have any further influence or control over this group, so I hope you'll actually indulge me by responding to what I'm going to ask you to do. So I'm going to ask you to deliver what's called the charge. So graduates, will please stand for this section. So I'm going to read something out, and then I hope you're very enthusiastic and respond yes, and maybe we'll see the rafters of the roof rise gently and fall back in place. Very well built, don't worry, it won't collapse, but it's really loud and enthusiastic. So graduates, I charge you as graduates of Bond University, demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply your learnings and education to the benefit of society, to pursue the highest standards in all your endeavours, and excellence always be your aim, and to support forever enhance the reputation of the university through engagement as proud alumni. Graduates, do you accept that charge? Ladies and gentlemen, that was formative. Now we have the summative assessment. Graduates, do you accept that charge? I think we'll give them a pass on that, or maybe a distinction. So you may now be seated. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal part of the ceremony. Shortly, the official party, academics, and graduates will be led out of the hall by the piper. I ask that you only exit the hall once the last graduate has left and follow the official procession, which takes a traditional route through the campus, ending under the university's iconic steps under the arch. From there, you'll be able to have the opportunity to join with the graduates for photos and celebrations. Following on from the ceremony today, we invite you to collect a graduation gift from the alumni team in the pavilion at Don's Tavern, and to enjoy some post-ceremony refreshments. Please stand for the departure of the academic procession.